everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers Age of the Primes Voyager class Brawl, one of the Combaticons. You can see him there in front of the box. We'll go ahead and put him outside real quick and take a look at that box. Yep. It is an Age of the Primes box. You got Transformers and Age of the Primes there on the little gold band right there. Combaticon Brawl in the corner with Hasbro. And of course the artwork up here of both his robot and vehicle modes. Of course, number 3 to 5 is 23 steps. On top here you have Combaticon Brawl and Hitara Tomy. On this side you have, hey look, there's a picture of Bruticus. We've now kind of seen the whole thing thanks to, them showing off some stuff finally. There's a picture of some of the primes on the side here with the Voyager class down at the bottom. You have, of course, what the manufacturing details and what's included. And, of course, on the back here you have product copyrights and warnings. And, hey, look, there's the product shots of his modes, or 2 of the 3 modes. Inside the box you also have the instructions, which, not too bad, all things considered. I think there's one bit which wasn't super clear. And also, it doesn't tell you how to get into combined mode. So, there's that. So, Brawl. Yep. Got a new Brawl. Yep, for the thing. Yeah, you can see, well, he's a very Brawl looking Brawl. I mean, he's got an orange visor there. He's got a bit of orange on the head crest. You got the kind of burgundy, bright crimson faceplate. Of course, lots of green, bits of silver and gray going down the sides. You got more gray right here. It's a bit gray right there on the shins and toes. And yeah, he's got a bit of his tank cannon backpack thing and everything. But yeah, pretty decent looking overall. So yeah, he's a pretty decent looking Transformer as a whole. Articulation wise, his head, ball joints, you got left and right, you got up and down, you got a bit of waggle right there. Shoulders do full 360 right there. You got outward right there. There is, thanks to transformation, a butterfly joint both at this hinge and in the inner hinge. So you do have quite a bit, and you actually can kind of shift his shoulder forward a bit because of those, and you also go back as well a little bit. All right, here at the bicep you do have a swivel right there. You do have 90 degrees of elbow bend, nothing at the wrists because of how he transforms. Do have a waist swivel right there. You do have forward a lot actually, back that far at the hips as well and sideways. You do have, well, outward you have the pretty much full splits. You do have a thigh swivel right there. Knees can bend 90 degrees. Those kind of weird click points both at fully straight and fully bent. And down here at the feet, you do have, of course, ankle tilts, and a lot of ankle tilt. And thanks to transformation, also he can kind of move his feet forward a bit as well, thanks to transformation. So, yeah, not bad. And of course, this right here, you can swivel this around as you want. Even adjust if you want to sit higher, you can. So, there's that. Also, I guess technically, if you want, you can engage the combiner thing, but a bit of warning on that, which is, unfortunately, there are a lot of people reported stress marks. You can see, I'm not sure how you can see that, but mine does have a bit of a stress mark as well. Not severe though, not too much. I'm not too worried about it, but yeah, might have to like loosen that screw. Thankfully, it's right there, but yeah, you might have to loosen that or something because some people reported stress marks on their Brawl for that combiner tilt thing. Yeah, he does come with a couple accessories. Namely, look, he comes with a little pistol gun thing, nicely detailed. At least with sculpting, that can just peg into his hand, like so, no problem. And of course, he also comes with these cannons, which, you know, twin cannons, they look exactly the same. You can attach them to his back in multiple ways. There's actually, you can see there's multiple slots there. You can like attach them like this, if you like. So you can attach them like this to his back, if you want. That's one that they show. You can also, weirdly enough, you can attach them right here on the sides if you really want them to just be kind of weirdly wide. You attach them to the side right there like that, and that kind of, it's one thing to do. Or the one thing you do, which you kind of emulating the old toy, which is rotate this around 180 and then use those slots and then the bottom tabs and yeah, over the shoulders if you want, like so. Like so, I say, as I launch it. Yeah, you can do that if you want. So, yeah, those are pretty much your ways of dealing with those if you want. There's no real, like, these don't like have any pegs or anything. They don't fit into any peg holes. So, yeah, that's the only thing they fit into are these slots on the turret. I'm just going to put them back off to the side for now. But yeah, overall, pretty solid robot mode for Brawl. It's like, yeah, it's a pretty solid robot mode. He looks like Brawl. He looks pretty good. As for measurements, up to the top of his head, he is about 5 9/16 inches or 14.1 centimeters. And his weight is about 4.8 ounces or 136 grams. So, yeah. Actually, he's got the density. He does, I've noticed he does seem to be kind of pretty much in line with most Voyagers when it comes to sheer mass. So that is something to be aware of, considering the controversy around this guy and his size class. But as for some comparisons, first of all, here he is with his previous Combiner Wars version, which, yeah. The Combiner Wars one is kind of, it's one of those weird things. Yeah, I mean, the big problem, of course, being he doesn't have a abdomen. But he was one of the few Combiner Wars that actually had ankle tilts, so I don't know. But yeah, it's just, yeah, this is the better toy. This is not only noticeably heavier and everything, but yeah. Here he is with Starscream. This is old Studio Series 86 version. Old one, which probably going to get a new one pretty soon. Well, almost certainly. Considering. So that. Here he is with recent Studio Series Megatron. There's that. And of course, his teammate, Vortex. He is noticeably taller than Vortex, just to give an idea there. So there's that. So, that's Brawl. In his robot mode, looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and get him transformed into his vehicle mode, and we'll go from here. So yeah, first, of course, get that out of his hand, put it out to the side. And then from here, what you want to do is go ahead and open up this chest plate right here. Yeah, open up this front bit right here. Then collapse the head in like that. Close this back up. And then take this whole green bit of the torso and just bring it up like that. And then from here, you want to go ahead and bring the arms down right here, rotate them down. Get these gray bits right here and bring them forward as far as you can. Make sure the arms are fully straightened out as well. And then take these inner panels right here and unfold that and straighten that out like that. And you can see, yeah, unfold and straighten that out like that. And just kind of leave them out like that for now. Then down here at the waist, you want to go ahead and rotate the waist 180 degrees like that. And down the feet, make sure the feet are fully flattened out like that. And then, yeah, basically bring those forward and bring that forward like that. And do the same thing here. Bring these forward like so. You can take the treads here and you'll extend them. You can see the multiple hinges. Extend them out like this. Extend that out like that. Then rotate this forward. Make sure the arm's out of the way. Rotate this forward right here. See, there's a slot here and a slot here, and that goes over this tab and this tab. These two tabs right here. Or actually this tab and this tab right here. Bring it up and yeah, make sure to bring it over those tabs and just tab it in, like that. And same thing over here, bring this forward and those bring these and tab this in. Also, tabbing the legs together right there like that and like that. Bring this forward and tab this into the side like this. Tread sit like that. And here you go ahead and bring this forward a little bit so you can then collapse these up like this. Collapse that down like that. Just make sure it's all good and then bring this back. Then right here, what you want to do is then collapse these shoulder bits. You want to collapse those into the tank bit. There, collapse it and tab it in. Like that. Side. And then go ahead and bring this and tab that in like that. Again, you can see there's this tab right here and this tab right here, and then this will kind of tab in behind that as well when you push it forward and in. This one on mine is a little more stubborn about collapsing. Come on. It's being extra stubborn today. There we go. Collapse that in, tab that all in right there. Tab that in right there. And with all that, you have Brawl in his tank mode. Yep, it is a tank. It is very much a green tank and everything. There's some gapping, to say the least. Nothing too serious. But there's definitely some gapping. He does have treads. There are wheels down here, and then, of course, he does roll pretty well, actually. One thing I also might want to mention, which arm was it? I believe it's this arm. Yeah, you can see there's a little bit of warping right here. That's because initially, when I got out of the box, this bit right here, what this is supposed to peg into, yeah, it's kind of, this is supposed to peg into something. Yeah, that was not punched out properly, so this was kind of warped a little bit out of the box. I'm gonna have to fix that eventually, because yeah, I did kind of fix the part with the, I dug out the hole properly for that bit, this piece right here, but yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I dug out the hole properly, but yeah, this piece is a little bit warped because of it. It was attached incorrectly, so I have to fix that at some point. I don't think that's a common issue. I just got a random QC fault, so I'm gonna fix that at some point, and hopefully, yeah, I'll get that sitting more correctly at some point. But yeah, I want to point that out. But yeah, generally it's pretty good looking overall. I feel, just again, there is some gaps you can see, particularly below the turret and everything, but I don't think it's too severe, but maybe that's just me personally. Again, it does roll pretty well. The turret, of course, can go left and right. It also can angle, but yeah, this can angle up and down. Yeah, it tabs in somewhat well, but you have to kind of really push that in. But yeah, so the left and right, right there, you got, up and down on this thing right here. I don't think you can't quite do full 360 unless you untab it, but yeah, you can do quite a bit of range right there. And yeah, it works pretty well. And of course, the accessories right here, of course, you got this thing can peg in right here as the machine gun on top. So, and of course, the classic Brawl thing of yeah, these can tab on the back. I mean, you can tab them again. You can tab them on the turret itself again if you like, but considering the classic G1 toy, these are supposed to tab in right here on the back and all that stuff. And of course, I almost forgot to mention that these two can angle up and down. They can angle that far and whatnot, so you can adjust how they sit a bit so they're not, interfering with the turret too much. So yeah, it's not bad. It's not amazing, but it's not a bad looking tank in general. And yeah, the only thing is the gapping here, which I think, because of all the transformation stuff he does, is going to just be a kind of a necessary thing. But there, yeah. The other thing I should also mention is in this mode, his measurements, which yeah, his total length in this mode is about 5 1/4 inches or 13.3 centimeters. So not bad on that front. So there you go. Now, for some comparisons, again, here he is with his previous Combiner Wars release, which yeah, it's just this is actually overall not a bad tank in general, just well except for the back there, but yeah, it's not a bad tank. Just I think this is overall a better tank, because particularly since this can't move at all and this can barely go up and down, so this is a better tank in general. But yeah, here he is with again the Starscream, which yeah, this wing likes to come off really easily. There's that. Here's the Studio Series Megatron, which of course also turns into a tank, so you can see the difference between a leader tank and a Voyager tank. Right there. He also has gapping because of trying to transform. Yeah, there's that as well. And of course, here he is with his teammate Vortex. There's that. So one final thing I'm going to do, of course, is the combine mode. Even though the instructions don't have the combine mode, it's not too difficult to figure out. So of course, getting this and this pulled off. This you can actually leave on because, well, yeah, the way it works. So yeah, so get him into combine mode first. Again, untab these tread bits right here at the front. Untab those. Tab it real securely. Yeah, untab those and then bring out the arm bits right here. And don't do that. Yeah. Bring out the arm bits and extend those out. Yeah, bring out the arms. Bring out the arms. Like so. Yeah, untap this and bring this up and forward like this. Bring it up forward like that. Then untab the treads from here. And untab the legs from each other. Untab the treads from here and bring those down. Right here, go ahead and rotate the waist 180 degrees like that. Yeah, bring these back down like so. Bring kind of get those, out of the way and ready to go. And right here, what you want to do is then collapse the treads in like so, like for back for robot mode. Collapse those back in. Collapse that back in like this. And right here, what you want to do is at the knee hinge, you want to bring this back at the knee hinge like that. And like that. And then, once it's fully, you know, I have to be all the way back, you bring these bits up right here, like so. This is sitting funny while you're sitting funny. There we go. Yeah. Bring it like so, and then tab it all back together. Tab the leg stuff back together like this. And then right here, you can see there's these panels right here. I want to bring these panels out. Bring these panels out like so. And then right here, you want to angle this up and angle this at an angle. And this is going to come in and this tab in right there like that. And like so. Like that. And this is also going to tab in. Didn't really explain that because, yeah. When you bring it forward, this right here, this tab right here is going to go into that slot right there. And then you tab these in like that. Kind of putting it all in place like that. Then right here, what you want to do is bring this down and bring this chest piece. You want to bring that down like that. Bring this up a bit. And then right here, bring this around, close this up, collapse this back in. Yeah, collapse this back in. You can see there's a bit of a sort of a slot right here where this tab can go through like this, like that. And then right here, close this up and then bring this down like that. And then same thing on this side. Rotate this around and then collapse it back in. Like this, close this over top like that. Close that, rotate this around and bring it down like that. And that's pretty much the leg mode, essentially. Now, I don't know exactly what you're supposed to do with these. I suspect you might be able to just, you know, plug these back on if you want. Or plug into the side or whatever. I'm not going to do that for now, but yeah. This is pretty much the leg mode. You can notice it doesn't stand, and that's because the rest of Onslaught is going to come in and like tab in the behind and be the rest of the foot. So it's going to be kind of like that. This is going to be like the rest of the foot and everything. This is the, yeah, so as it stands, it's not complete, but yeah, you can get, this is pretty much what it's supposed to look like. As far as I know, and then probably there's going to be, yeah, it's going to, you can see there's a, also, I don't think this is going to be able to swivel when it's all complete, but yeah, this is going to become, you know, the ankle tilt and everything right there. Yeah, that's pretty much the foot. I'm not going to do any combined mode comparison stuff for this guy. I'll go ahead and wait for this to be finalized. With the, you know, we'll wait for the final combined stuff. But yeah, that's the foot, which, yeah, can't stand on its own until you get all the rest of the Onslaught pieces. And yeah, so yeah, overall, I want to say this: the transformation for both modes it's pretty solid for the most part. The transformation is not too bad for both modes, or all three modes, I should say. Transformation is not too bad. Definitely a couple things you got to make sure to do in the proper order, else it's going to start things out banging into each other a little bit. But for the most part, it's not too difficult to figure out. The robot mode looks fantastic. The tank mode's pretty good. You know, some gaps, but you know, it looks pretty good and it rolls. The foot mode looks pretty foot-like. It clearly, you know, it's clearly not finished yet because we don't have all the parts yet, not until Onslaught's here. And yeah, the only thing I would say is possibly we might not have a good place for the cannons of foot mode. I mean, there's ways to attach it, but I'm not sure if it's going to look good or if it's going to get in the way, particularly with Swindle and everything as the other foot. But yeah, it generally looks pretty well and everything. The biggest problem, of course, the biggest knock against this guy is, of course, the problem is he's a Voyager, which means he's at the new Voyager price, which is $43. Again, at this point in time, it seems places like Target and Walmart, a lot of them are still putting these guys up for sale at $35. Like retail price, they're putting them at $35, not on sale, but just there's $35. I'm not sure what's going on that front, but a lot of these places are charging less than the current MSRP of $43. So if you do find him at the old Voyager price, yes, I think he's worth it. But the $43 price, it's only, we're kind of at the point of, well, you're only if you're really that hardcore committed to getting Bruticus, like me, the idiot who just keeps buying Bruticuses. Yeah, it's a little harder to justify the $43 price point for something like this, particularly since they did say they were going. That's one other thing is they said there was going to be a reason the Voyager was because Ratchet. There is no Ratchet here. Looks like there was going to be one. I'm looking at that part and like, it looks like there was supposed to be a ratchet, but it looks like the ratchet was removed at the last second, or at least something like resembling a ratchet. So yeah, it's got a ratchet, therefore it's got to be a Voyager. Seems to have gone out the window, but he is, I noticed again, looking at some of the previous deluxes and Voyagers I've reviewed recently, he is noticeably bigger. He does have the weight of a Voyager, so there is that. Just remember that. He does have the plastic content of Voyager, so he still more or less justifies that size class, but yeah. It's just hard to justify paying over $40 for him in general. But if you get it for that, again, that $35 price point, go for it. Particularly since you might not ever see it again at that price point. So yeah, good toy, but not necessarily elevated Voyager price good. So that's it for this review. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. Hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my social media down in the description and at the end of the video. Check out my Coffee, my Patreon. I shall see you next time with another video review.